Good morning and welcome to part 2 of the St Peter's Way. Now just behind me on the other side of these livestock fields is the village of Margaretting, and that is where I've started today. Now this section is going to be about 11 miles. It's going to take me through the village of Stock, over the busy A130 and then ending in the village of Bicknacre. So I'm almost at the village of Stock now, and I've stopped here because I'm actually about 94 metres above sea level, and I've got a wonderful view looking down this little valley here. That's over to Galleywood Church. I can see the spire just above the woodlands, and then if I head left, I think I can just catch the very edge of Chelmsford. So I'm now in the village of Stock, and actually the trail bypasses the main kind of core of the village. There are several pubs, the trail does pass one, but there are a couple more, and there is a village shop as well. This lovely mill here is Stock Mill, and it is grade 2 star listed, and a fine example of a tower mill with a boat-shaped cap. Now this one was converted to steam power in the 20th century, but likely dates back to either the late 18th or early 19th century. I'm just skirting around the northern edge of Hanningfield Reservoir, and it is literally just over this hill here. Hopefully I will get a view as I just go around the corner, but the reservoir is absolutely enormous. So it holds 25 billion litres of water and has a surface area of about 860 acres. Now, to give that a different perspective, that's 900 million cubic feet of water, and it's owned by Essex and Suffolk Water, but actually part of it is under the management of Essex Wildlife Trust, because since the construction of the reservoir, it's actually become an internationally important place for waterfowl. And in fact, I think just over here you can see some of the reed beds, and I went to one of the viewpoints that actually looks over part of that reed bed just a few minutes ago. I'm about a kilometre or so away, so maybe 10 or 15 minutes from crossing the A130. In fact, I can actually see some traffic passing behind the trees over there. So actually cross the A130 just the other side of the farm, and then it's about 2 kilometres or so to East Hanningfield. And I'm actually going to stop there for some lunch because I haven't stopped today. I'm starting to get a bit hungry, so I reckon I'll be there in about 45 minutes. But then that's actually the second to last village of the day, because about 2 kilometres beyond that, I'll reach Bicknacre, which is actually the end of this part of the walk. This lovely church here is the Church of All Saints in East Hanningfield, and it actually dates to sort of the mid-1880s. The church was actually placed here from previous site up at East Hanningfield Hall, because that church actually burnt down and was sadly demolished in sort of 1960 when it was declared unsafe. But there was a record that there was a church there in the 7th century, which is really impressive. It's actually here at East Hanningfield that I joined another long distance trail called the Saffron Trail, and it was actually devised to kind of mirror the Essex Way. Now the Essex Way starts down in the southwest and heads northeast, whereas the Saffron Trail starts in the southeast and heads northwest, and it's about 18 miles in length, finishing at Saffron Walden. So I'm almost in Bicknacre now, and I'm on a little bit of a hilltop here. In fact, you can just make out the ground falls away slightly there, and then it actually goes up the other side of the valley, up to a height of about 107 metres. I'm at about 60 metres here. And on the other side of the valley, I can make out a church tower, and that's in Danbury. Danbury is just a small village, but it has a very interesting historic monument there, and that is an Iron Age hill fort. And the church actually sits right in the centre of the hill fort, and there are very few earthworks that actually remain. There's an information board over there that does say that the earthworks are in very poor condition and probably date to about the 5th or 6th century BC.